Hello, hello, my beautiful friend. This one is going to be a shorter one, I think. Sometimes I get yapping and they turn long, but I'm intending for this one to be short. I wanted to talk about how to find contentment in the long suffering, shall we say. And I really do think I have the key for this. And I have the answer for this and the solution for this. And I know that's a very bold thing to say, but I want to share that. I feel confident in that. And so if you are in a wilderness season, if you are going through long suffering, if it feels like you have been in your situation for far too long and you are struggling to feel content here and you just want to get to the other side and you just want to hurry it up and you want to be done with it and you want it fixed, and maybe you're wondering, where's God? I've been praying. How come I am not being delivered from this? Maybe you have your expectations of how long this should take and that you should be out of it already. And maybe you're feeling frustrated and just kind of down. I want to speak to this place. So I can honestly say, now I have my days. I don't want to come across like I got it all figured out and it's perfect. I mean, I am going through deep grief, like compound grief, okay? And the people around me who shared their love for my girls are also going through it. So I just want to put a disclaimer out there. But I can honestly say that for the most part, I feel genuinely content with where I'm at and what I'm going through. Now, that is not to negate that it's hard and it's painful and I have my days and I struggle in certain ways. But I want to encourage anyone who hasn't to go read Exodus, okay, in the Bible. You might have read it before. If you have not deep studied it, go and deep study it. Take your time with it. And there are many places in the Bible that we can draw upon to help us transform through the testimonies of the Bible and God's Word on these places, about these places, these examples and testimonies. There's many places that can help transform our dis-ease of this place, our dissatisfaction, our urgency to get to the other side into contentment and patience and trust. And yeah, I'm trying to think of any other word there that, for a lack of better words, that's the gist of it. But I would really encourage, you might know the story. I kind of knew the story a little bit too. Go deep, study Exodus. I have been taking my time in Exodus. I think I started Exodus in May and it's now July and I'm like on chapter 16. So that is just how, and I mean, I'm doing hours long studies every day. So that's how slow I've been going, but it's been so rewarding, so life-changing, so transformational. And what I'm learning is how God works in these seasons, who we are in these seasons, who He is in these seasons, what's actually happening in these seasons. Remember, God never changes. He's the same yesterday, today, tomorrow. The same way He worked back then is the same way He works with us. If we can understand this and we can grasp it, we are going to be able to smooth sail through this stuff much easier. Reading Exodus has helped me become content because now I can see a purpose to this, what I'm going through. I can see a direction. I can see a meaning. I can understand how God works and what he's doing, and it helps me to feel safe and relaxed and assured. And my kitty's coming to get pets. Listen. That's her purring in the mic. I don't know if you can hear it. I got a pretty good mic on. It doesn't pick up the background sound so good. Anyway, okay, so where was I going with that? She's being cute. Let me push pause so I can get my thoughts together. Hang on. I'm literally coming to you from my bed. She sees me in my bed laying down, and she's like, it's snuggle time. Okay, so it helped me to be able to see, okay, we start in this slave position. We start out in bondage. We start out worshiping all these other gods, or at least if we're not worshiping them, we're somewhat entangled. They're in our environment. We have all these idols. We have this taskmaster. We have these ties to something that is not our God. And God has to come in and deliver us, okay? And the delivery is just the first part. And the delivery we see through Exodus, he brings the plagues. He has to confront all these things that are holding you in bondage and keeping you from being free. And in Exodus, they've lived this way between Genesis and Exodus. The Israelites have lived this way for 430 years. Okay, this is generational. This is a generational mindset, a generational bondage. And so our God comes to rescue us, and he has to break down and tear down these things that are trying to keep us and hang on to us. Like again and again, God comes and tries to and tells Pharaoh, let my people go. And he doubles down. He just continues to double down. Right when you think he's going to finally relent and let go and what's the word I'm looking for? Surrender, wave his white flag. No, he continues to come back for more. When they are finally escaping and they're headed toward the Red Sea and they're about to cross the Red Sea, he comes back for one last attack. And that is how the enemy is in our lives. That's how the old world can be. And God sends all these plagues for judgment and to help break those things off, to help break those chains. And then we come to the Red Sea, and he parts the Red Sea, and we have to go through with faith. Sometimes it looks so overwhelming. It looks like we're just going to drown and the walls are going to cave in on us. And we have to have this faith to go through this Red Sea moment, right? And then we get to the other side, and it's just the beginning, and we have to take on a new identity, and we have to get cleansed and purged, and our mindset has to become different. We get new laws. We come into a new kingdom, a new government, a new way of being, a new way of living, and it's just and we sometimes want to go back to our Egypt, and we complain, and we take it out on other people. They take it out on Moses here. And we have a moment where everything went well, and we've seen God's hand, like at the Red Sea, and the next moment we're complaining because we're hungry, and God is teaching us to just live one day at a time in dependence upon him. And we have to learn this new way of living and a new way of being, and making him number one instead of all these old things and these old ways of being and these old idols. And sometimes we have to wander in the desert for 40 years to get all of that to come off of us before we can enter the promised land, before we are ready to receive the blessing, before we can hold it, before we know what to do with it. before we're equipped. He's got to equip us. And I think the lesson here is like, go read Exodus, or literally, this is just a parallel. This is just a foreshadowing of the gospel, of what is going to come later in the Bible. But Exodus really helped me to find contentment in my own situation, because I can see the bigger picture. I can understand the process. I can see how God works. There is a meaning to this. There is a purpose to what you're going through. It's not all in vain. God hasn't forgot you. He is right there in the middle of it, closer to you than ever before, probably, trying to mold you and shape you and shake things off of you and sanctify you. Like, the deliverance is just the first step, and then you've got to go through a whole sanctification process, and it can take a long time to get these old things out of us so that we can truly walk and have this, I don't want to say like have a relationship with God, because we can always have that at any point, but it's developing that relationship, right? It's learning a new way of being. And I just highly recommend, go read Exodus, and don't just read it. Don't just, skim over the words and get distracted while you're reading it and not really digest it. Like, I've been taking it chapter by chapter, verse by verse, word by word. Sometimes I'll get through like 3 verses in 3 hours, and that is my study for the day. But I just really have been going deep with God in this, and it has totally transformed how I see this area of the faith walk, this part of the faith walk. And I no longer feel like a victim. I no longer feel like God has forgotten me. I no longer feel like I'm just stuck and nothing's happening and I'm running in circles. If I am going in circles, I see that it has a meaning and a purpose, and that it's beautiful, and that it's a gift, and that God is in here with me, helping me to learn the things that I need to learn. He's strengthening me. He's building me. He's loving on me. He's teaching me. I am coming into something much better, much more beautiful, much stronger, much more equipped. And I can honestly say, even though all hell has broke loose in my life, and it looks like the sky is falling, and there's a huge storm outside, and the waves are crashing, and there's a tornado coming, well, it has come, and there's just like this aftermath, like, I can honestly say that I feel peace somehow. Miraculously, supernaturally, I feel a peace. I feel a contentment. I feel a trust in God. I feel at ease. Not to say, that I'm just immune to feeling anything. I feel it all, but it can't get to me. It can't get me down. It can't really still my joy. I might have my moment, but I just feel like I am protected by this supernatural armor, and I'm able to step by step. Like, it doesn't matter to me how long it takes anymore. It doesn't matter about arriving anymore. It matters, what do I need to get from this? What do I need to understand and learn here? How do I need to develop? God, help me to have the strength to get through this, to be here, and to really be here, and to digest everything that I need to digest, and take and receive everything that's here for me to receive. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, that Exodus has been the remedy for me. And I know it's throughout the whole gospel. Like, every page that I read, there's Jesus on every page. It's the same in Exodus as it is in the Gospels. It's the same lesson. It all circles around to each other and reflects off each other and parallels each other. It's, that's the gospel, right? But I don't know. I just want to say that Exodus has really helped me to have a contentment and a peace that I've never had before. And I would encourage anyone to dig into Exodus and just really digest it, really eat on that bread. Like, take it one little bite at a time and really just feed on it. because it's going to really change how you see your situation and your long suffering and this long, tedious, sometimes extremely difficult journey that you're in. Okay, well, anyway, I love you. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.